Well, it's another week, another episode of Gotham Nights. What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this show sucks. It sucks. You've heard me say this in so many various different ways. I'm saying the same thing, but I'm going to emphasize one particular thing about this week's episode. It was so dull and boring and monotonous and repetitive. Holy fuck. I know that this show is not going to be the usual 22, 23 episode format that CW and many broadcast shows on basic cable what they usually do, but I don't think they can last 13? I don't think they have enough material for the 13 episodes. This thing is dragging along. We didn't get far at all. I kept trying to give them credit. I kept trying to say, oh, well, maybe there will be seeds and certain plot points and story points that will get me, I don't even want to say back in, because I haven't been in since day one. This is Episode 7, entitled Bad to Be Good. So at the beginning of the episode, we see that somebody is breaking into these museums and they're stealing art paintings. And I thought, great. This is exactly what I give a shit about. A random, mysterious person that is stealing paintings. Now, we go back to the kids, our group of teenagers that are still hiding in that secret school room. I know you hear me say this. I'm going to keep saying this each and every week until they justify this dumb decision to have these kids hiding in the school and nobody knows where they are. Nobody's been able to find them. They've been able to leave the school, and in fact, you even see them eating donuts, like they can get food. It's just they're wearing different clothes every day. They look like they're showered every day. This is awful. This premise of them being on the run, them being the cops' most wanted list, especially when you find out that the Court of Owls is really behind it. So it's even that much more important for them to be caught. And you would figure that not just the police, but there's regular people who are a part of the Court of Owls. Nobody's seen these kids. Even throughout the episode, when one of the girls, when she goes out to talk to her ex-boyfriend to see if he knows anything about the museum robberies, it's like she's just going out in public. She's just going to a bar or whatever the fuck that dude was at. And I'm like, come on, guys. Come the fuck on. And you also get this side plot of the senator that's running for senator anyways. His wife is obviously upset that her husband was almost killed. He's at the hospital. But in fact, she's not really upset about the husband. She's more upset because this happened in Harvey Dent's office. And she was upset or nervous that Harvey could have been killed. She doesn't even fuck about the husband. And I was sitting there thinking, that's kind of messed up. It is. But for one, the husband, who gives a shit about him, we barely know him. And two, later on, she says that the husband's been cheating on her left and right. So it's like, okay, well then fuck him too. Yeah, sure. Why not? And of course, you see a little bit more romance between Harvey Castiel and the wife. And there's one moment where she says to Castiel, somebody's been calling the house and hanging up. I'm afraid that maybe someone's on to me. I'm afraid that maybe somebody's watching me. Somebody's waiting for me to leave the house so that they can kill me. And so Harvey Castiel says, all right, I will go over there and see what I can do. And I saw that conversation that they had on the phone. And I thought to myself, ooh, maybe the reveal is that Harvey Castiel, when he goes into his split personality, he blacks out, so Harvey doesn't know that he's doing this. That his two-faced persona, he's the one calling her. He's the one scaring her. He's the one fucking with her, because maybe he's also working with the Court of Owls. Two-faced, that is. And they instantly said, no, that's too good of an idea. That's too good of a twist. We're not doing that. Because when Harvey Castiel gets to her place and is talking to her, the phone rings while he's there. So I said, oh, well, fuck that theory. And I'm not somebody that says that, well, if the show or movie doesn't do my theory, then it sucks. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what they're doing is boring, uninteresting, and so cliched, and so by the books, and so uninspired, so uninteresting, that I'm trying to think of more interesting things that could happen. And they won't do it. They choose not to do it. He answers the phone, and he's like, hey, who is this? How dare you? And then hangs up, and he asks the police to run the... I mean, if she had caller ID, she'd probably be able to run it back herself. But he's able to run it back, and I guess it's some woman that her husband, the running senator, that he was having an affair. So it was that woman that was calling, and I thought to myself, wow, well, so much for all of that. For the slight chance that maybe it was going to go down, no. Harvey Castiel and the wife end up having sex, so good for him. He gets to bust a nut, I guess. Joker's daughter, she goes off to see what she can find out about the Court of Owls, and so she goes back. Again, Joker's daughter, one of the characters who is most wanted in the city. She's just able to leave the hideout, go back to the hospital, which I almost forgot that her and Carrie Kelly went there to see that crazy old lady. Joker's daughter by herself goes there, kidnaps the old lady. So not only is she wanted, but she's able to kidnap somebody from this hospital without anybody noticing or paying attention. Holy fuck. I know it's Gotham, but come the fuck on. And so they have this lady. She's interrogating her. She's doing some fucked up stuff if you just want to see like that this is an old lady and that she's like cutting off her oxygen tank, making her not be able to breathe for a while, and like she's doing this and that. Until the old lady at one point says, fuck it, and gets up and stabs Joker's daughter's in the hand and tries to kill her before Carrie Kelly stops that. And so they're able to get some information. They're able to find out some stuff. And then the group, they go to a spot, a museum that's about to get robbed. They come into contact with the thief, the masked thief, take her mask off, and it's the detective. The detective that's been the head of running investigations on previous robberies. It's her. And I'm like, why? It's a character that I barely know. I've only seen on their news clips a couple times. Is this supposed to be a shock twist? Come to find out that the detective, her family has been kidnapped by who else? The Court of Owls. And so they're forcing her to do their dirty work, steal these paintings for them. And the Gotham Knights crew, I guess that's what they're called now. They call them this on the news, the Gotham Knights. They decide to help her, so they go in there, they steal the painting, blah, blah, blah. They go to meet with the Court of Owls to try to get her family back. And this exchange between fake Batman's son, the terrible, worst actor I've ever seen in my life, him interacting with the masked Court of Owl guy, and the Court of Owl guy takes the painting, oh, it's real, all right, now go kill him and kill the family as well. And fake Batman's son's like, no, you can't kill us because we have our own hostage. And then that's where they bring out the old lady. I guess because the old lady has information, or because the old lady is one of them. I don't really get why the old lady is all that important. Like, couldn't they just kill all of them? Is the old lady that important to where they decided to not kill them and not kill the hostages and let them go? Really? And not just that, but you're telling me that these teenagers, fake Batman's son, outsmarted the Court of Owls, or outsmarted this grown-ass man that's wearing the mask? What the fuck? You are making the Court of Owls look like the biggest jabrones I've ever seen in my life. They're the weakest villains that has been in any Batman property, live action at all. Hell, animated. I'll say that as well. Animated. This is terrible. This is the worst. This fucking sucks. You have this moment between Stephanie Brown and, is that girl is her name Piper? I don't know. I don't know her name. I haven't been keeping track of most of these characters' names, but because the girl got shot earlier, Stephanie Brown patched her up, and she mentioned at one point that she's gonna have a sexy scar, and that made me go, "Huh, that was an interesting choice of words." And then later on, they have another moment where she's checking on her, and she makes another comment, and like, thank you, oh, no problem. I was making up for when you saved me, but still, thank you. And they're looking at each other, and they're making smiles. And maybe this is just supposed to be that they're gonna become friends, because I know that the girl didn't like Stephanie Brown for some dumb bullshit reason. Oh, you're rich and you're privileged, so fuck you. It was dumb. So maybe this is all just to show that they're getting past that point, that they're going to become closer. Or what I thought, and especially because it's CW and CW loves to do this, are we going to have a lesbian love interest or lesbian side romance? Maybe so. Maybe so. The episode ends with Batman's maid, the lady that was with the Court of Owls that helped fuck over Batman and get him killed. I still think, when I mentioned earlier that the Court of Owls were outsmarted by these fucking teenagers, these are the same Court of Owls who outsmarted and killed Batman! In the first episode, they killed the greatest detective, they killed the greatest protector of, really, of all time. Not just Gotham, not just DC, but you could argue Marvel, DC, Image, every comic ever that Batman's the greatest superhero, greatest hero of all time. The Court of Owls killed him successfully, and yet they weren't able to realize what these fucking kids were doing. Anyways, so the maid is telling Harvey Castiel that, hey, I want to tell you what the court's going to do in exchange for my protection. And I thought to myself, if she really thought that the police or that Harvey Castiel of all people would be able to protect her, why did it take her this long, right? Like, why was she all along with the plan? You're supposed to get the sense that maybe whatever they're planning is that sadistic, that fucked up. They show a shot as she's talking of the court burning all of the paintings that they got stolen, so that was a fucking waste. I don't know. We don't know what their plan is. We don't know exactly what they want to do, but I just don't give a fuck. Nothing happened. A whole lot of nothing happened. We still don't know what the court wants to do. We still don't know how the teenagers get in and out of the hideout, and why the court is just doing this. Like, why? We don't know anything. No progression on the Harvey Castiel stuff. No reveal that he's doing something or that he's a part of this. And you could argue, well, they're saving that reveal for episode 10, for episode 12, for the finale. That's too fucking long. You can't drag these lame-ass twists to make them take this long for us to find out, especially if I'm already guessing some of them, or if I'm already coming up with better twists or better reveals that they might even do themselves. This show sucks. I'm sorry, but... And somebody commented on a video, I don't know if it was this one or if it was me shitting on Titans, and said, well, if you don't like it, why are you watching? Because I'm fucking reviewing these shows, because I'm one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Batman fan of all time. I've loved the Batman character. I love the Batman lore since I was a fucking kid. It was the first superhero that I remember getting into ever. So whenever they do anything Batman related, whenever they do something that's in the Batman mythology, I feel compelled to watch it. I feel compelled to watch it and judge it. And I feel like sometimes when people shit on shows or movies that they haven't even watched themselves, I think it's fucked up that they don't take the chance to maybe watch it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm watching it. I'm watching it for better or for worse. And I'm regretting it each and every single time. So guys... let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Gotham Knights? Fuck. You know the deal. It sucks. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.